Hey guys, what up? Neji YGO here. We are back with a long-awaited Regenesis deck profile. We have been hyped about this thing. Those of you who know me have been knowing that I've been hyped about this freaking deck for like the longest time and just been waiting for this thing to come out. Glad to see all the results from YCS Birmingham, I think it was, right, or Rhode Island. Yeah, don't know what else to say. Just super excited about this deck and can't wait to show you guys my deck list and what I've come up with. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see, we got our shiny QCR, our Regenesis, like the OG card. Copped these pretty early on, so yeah, well worth it. Just like essentially your Rhoda for the deck and helps grind, right? So the 3 Regenesis, a no-brainer, and then also a no-brainer Regenesis code. How do we show off the super rare? I don't think super really shows off very well, but yeah, Regenesis code. Got our playset. That's all that matters. Kind of an e-telly. Like the fact that they gave the engine like a Rhoda and an e-telly is kind of insane to me. Like I don't think most people realize that. Like the engines itself, like the spells are insanely good. And speaking of like the good engine itself, we are playing 3 Regenesis Archfiend. We're still working on getting other QCRs here, but we got our 1. So yeah, just on top of actually having a Rhoda, they gave you a Marauding Captain, right? So yeah, just like a really good Searcher. Searcher's in your Regenesis card. And then we do have our Regenesis Lord, our Regenesis Sage. Aaron is coming in hot with the QCR version of this for me. Dragon and Warrior. So here's the rest of the 4. And then obviously to finish this off, we got the Birth, right? So these are kind of your one-ofs that you don't really want to see more than one of. Yeah, just like, but really good toolboxy cards, right? So you've got your kind of push for game and going first card all in one, sort of. And like if it leaves the field, you have your spells to bring it back, right? So really strong there. You have your Omni Negate, which is just, this is probably the best card in the deck in my opinion. Aside from Archfiend, this guy's just insane. He basically reads like it's a once per turn Omni Negate, so it's pretty wild. Spell removal, monster removal, and your like, what do you call it? Soul Charge, right? And that's it for your Regenesis package. So that's all you play in the Regenesis deck are these cards. I think it's like 20, pretty sure it adds up to. And then the cash tier part. This is where like part of the deck gets actually better, right? What kind of makes it meta viable is really this engine, because this engine gets you to Unicorn, and Unicorn means you're winning. Unicorn makes winning plays, so like you want to see it as much as you can, hence the 3 cards. Like I don't care if you guys, like I don't think you should deck build, right, to worry about a certain hand trap. I think that's the incorrect way to deck build. The way to deck build for sure is to just make your deck as efficient as possible for what it does, and then go from there, right? Like work backwards from there. But if you ever stray too far, always just kind of restart and say, hey, is this as efficient as my deck could be? If not, to me, time to look at it some more. So we got Cashier Theosis and 1 Birth. All you need, you can search both off your Unicorn. And speaking of your Unicorn, obviously we are playing 3. Unicorn, absolutely insane card. Probably maybe not the best card in the format right now, but easily one of the best cards in the format. Like the ability to gain A, extra deck knowledge on your opponent, B, permanently remove a card from the game, right? Because there's no card that I can think of that takes back from banish face down. And then C, like you can hurt some seriously strong engines, like specifically. I guess it's more like B1, but like 1 rip of Requiem from this, and it's Jover for like Fiendsmith control, right? Depending on how many Requiem they play, but you can also you just have so many amazing rips with Unicorn. I think Unicorn is like easily a 3 of in decks that you are playing it with. And then to search the Unicorn, you have 3 Fenrir. Essentially, like it's a little bit of a joke that searching Unicorn, but obviously you can. Usually only use the Fenrir for removal, but Fenrir is still obviously broken. Thankfully at 3 in the TCG here still. It is a very fun card to play. And then our tech option here, guys. So you guys may or may not know about this, but I'm putting you onto this card. Don't say I didn't, because if you top with this deck and it's because of this guy, yeah, you'll know who to shout out. But anyways, if you guys don't know who or what Replicard LAD is, Replicard LAD is a level 7, 2500 body Cybers that lets you banish for cost a level 7 or higher monster from your hand to special him out, right? He doesn't have a trigger effect on summon. However, the banishing part is fine because you have Kashtira, you reborn it with birth, right? But the important part is you can target a face-up monster you control, which could be this card. Keep in mind, it doesn't say target one other face-up monster. It says target one face-up monster you control, so it could be him. And it says special summon one monster from your deck with a different name that has 2 more of the same level attack and or defense, but it can't activate its effects this turn. So, what is this saying, really? Like, well, what this is saying is because it's a level 7 2500, guess what? With this card, I just get myself access to Unicorn. If I have any level 7 body in hand, but for some reason I can't summon the other body out, I can summon this, banish this, target itself, and special a Unicorn. I don't think I have special Fenrir out, but like Unicorn or literally any of the Regenesis bodies you can summon out. So like if you have a Regenesis spell or like a double spell or something in hand that you can send, you just summon the Omni and pass, right? Like there's an Omni gate right here. So this guy's honestly, he's not a starter, I don't think, which is why I'm not only playing him at 1. He's definitely more of an extender, but I still think he is good. Another thing to note too, because he does have exactly 2500 attack and defense, you can search him off of the Regenesis spell. So that's something neat, little action there, but something to keep an eye out for in the future. And then we are playing 1 Pot of Prosperity and 1 Talent. Talent broken, Prosperity. I think broken in this deck, you can always just dig 6 for whatever card you're missing. And then for our hand traps here, so let me lay these out from like right to left here. So 3 Ghost Bell, 3 Droll, 3 Ash Blossom, and 3 Fuelos. So this lineup, I think, is great right now, and you'll see my side deck, but I think this is more appropriate for at least where we are in the meta. Obviously, the meta changes, right? But this is very appropriate for where we are in the meta right now. This is the most efficient hand traps, in my opinion, to hit Mitsurugi Raziel. Like, obviously the Droll, this is like for the Mitsurugi part. This is for, I mean, maybe both, but yeah, no, definitely both. And then the Ash, like, although not great, this does hit both, you know, depending on where you want to hit it. Obviously, Ash is still amazing. And, you know, Ash, I feel like has more merit going first right now because of these guys than it does going second. But regardless, I think this is great lineup. So you got 3, 6, 9, 12. So you got 12 hand traps in here, which I think keeping it at 40 is just really solid. I'd rather stay at 12 than 15 and go to 43. I think the math just works out in your favor better to have more consistency. And then my side deck for now, we are playing the 3 Pirellia. I think this is also important to be playing right now, just to kind of check, like, this puts Malice in check, you know, it puts, why am I blanking on this right now? Like, it puts Regenesis in check. Honestly, like, if this thing resolves Regenesis, you might be getting minimum 1 draw for Regenesis. And you do want to shotgun this and draw phase because Regenesis doesn't activate summon. So, yeah, like, just, it covers a lot too, right? So, just a good general side deck card if you notice there's summoning from hand a lot, especially White Forest. Speaking of decks like White Forest, you do want to be playing 3 D-Barrier if you're not playing Simular Archfiends or Gnomes. I think it's Garden of the Gnomes? I forget what it's called. Anyways, the Gnomes card. Like, if you don't have access to either of those two, definitely be playing D-Barrier. I think the Gnomes is probably the best after some Discord discussion. I think Gnomes is probably the best card to be siding right now. But if you don't have access, obviously D-Barrier is the next best thing. 1 Tikaboo, and then 2 Dragon's Mine. Reason for this ratio, mainly, I mean, like, obviously Tikaboo, right? Like, just insanely good card still. But Dragon's Mind at 2 because it fit in the side deck and it's a good card. Like, I haven't really resolved it yet. Like, I've sighted it in testing, but haven't gotten a chance to really use it. But in theory, it's an Omni-Gate, right? So still good there. And then obviously you guys already know what's about to happen, right? I mean, we've got our Malice cards, right? Like, come on. Like, you've got to understand, like, this is just what do you call it? Your bread and butter at this point, PB&J, right? You're always going to have these cards. So, like, that being said, though, you are going to want to pay attention to Chaos Hunter. Neat little interaction I will show you here real quick is that with Chaos Hunter and Engine, let's just say you have, for example, like, I don't know, where is he? Let's just say you have Regenesis Archfiend, right? If you have Regenesis Archfiend and Chaos Hunter in hand, the correct and neat little interaction way to do here, you don't want to discard like a non-engine card, right? Or something else like an extra. Even if you have an extra, the correct thing to discard is him. Because when you discard him during your opponent's turn, this guy activates during end phase to add back because he was sent during your opponent's turn. So you're literally getting Chaos Hunter for free. It's no longer -1 if they remove it. Or sorry, it's no longer -2 if they remove it. If they remove it, it's -1, which is like whatever, it sucks, but they're committing something to out it at that point. And you still have your engine piece. So just very, very neat interaction there with Chaos Hunter. I thought it was worth mentioning. So yeah, and then the extra deck here, let me get into this for you guys. The extra deck, not that important as you may well know, because it's, it's Regenesis, right? Like, you don't go into it that often, but the 1 All Mirage, the 1 Dark, the 1 IP Masquerena. Here, let me just move all this stuff over here. The 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 SP Little Knight, Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code Talker. Just in theory, obviously, if you're link climbing, you're just gonna make that, right? So that's it for the links. And then the XZs, you are making Shangri-Ira, Draglubion, Numeron, Hope Harbinger, Orcust, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, probably my favorite card of all time. That's why I have it in Ghost Rare. Zeus, Typhon, and then your Synchro. This guy's like just a random Synchro because I saw the guy that did well at Birmingham with it. He, funny enough, he plays this because of the Effect Veiler, but you can also, because I'm still playing 6 Ghost Girls, like you can also just have one of your level 8s on Normlet and make him. So like you can still do that if you're like really desperate for more damage and you need the extra, what is it, like 600 points of damage to go battle phase with, then you just normal synchro off, make him, and then you have your body. Also good in time. He's probably gonna be your go-to time card if not for that. Like if you can't make a 7, like 2 7s, then just use the 8 and an Ash. So yeah, that's the extra deck. Like I said, you don't go into it too much, but sometimes if you get saucy, your opponent has 0 interaction, you just link into your IP here, and then on your opponent's turn, you can go IP effect, link off with like a Sage that you've already used the effect for, and like you'll get Sage during end phase, you can link off into SP effect banish, right? So just a lot of really neat interactions with this deck, which is why I was looking forward to it the most. So I think possibilities are endless. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know if you want to see like a combo video. Please comment the word combo for me, and I will do a deck profile for whomsoever asks. So, or sorry, not a deck profile, a combo video. If you comment combo, I will do a combo video for you. So yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always, and Shinobi's out.